Have you ever heard of the Picker rating scale? Well, this is going to trigger a lot of people. This is going to sting a little bit. Actually, it's going to sting a lot. If you're a 4, you can't ask for anything. You don't get to come out during the day, and we're not going on an official date. You can't ask me what's in my phone. What else? They're my standards. I don't have to apologize for them. If they don't work for you, just move around. Move around if you don't meet my standards.
The content in this podcast is meant for mature audiences. Put the children's earmuffs on.
On this podcast, we discuss relationships, mindset, and money advice, particularly for men. But I do think that if women listen for understanding and not to be triggered, I really think that you guys could learn something too. And I'm always willing to have that conversation, with opposing views. And if I'm wrong or if I see a point that you make, I will admit to that. I'm always about trying to get better. So thank you guys for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me and I appreciate it. Let's get into the show. So I created this picker scale. And for men, this is for men to know what time and what resources that you should be giving to a woman based on where a woman falls on this scale. Now, I'm going to go a little deeper after that, after I show you what the picker scale is. And then you have to take a woman down a notch to keep her in reality. And here's what I mean by reality. I don't mean to tell her that she's less attractive than she really is, but I have traveled extensively. And based on those travels, let's just say a 7 or 8 in America around the world is about a 5 or 4 anywhere else in the world. And anybody else that's traveled, men that have traveled will tell you the same. It's just overinflated egos and falsities that we tell these Western women. And when you have a multitude of 8s and 9s around you and they're all easy to talk to, they're all feminine, they're non-combative, the value of previously higher rated women goes down because that beauty is in abundance and the competition is greater. Anytime you have more of something, then the value of it goes down because it's not like a rare commodity anymore. That's why the value of high value men is so high because we are rare. It's why I encourage all men to visit at least 3 foreign countries and talk to the women first to see the drastic difference in the way women react to us in the rest of the world versus the Western world or first world countries. And then come back to the States and you'll have a way clearer view of how you should be rating women and the respect that you should be receiving from women. Well, you can't have no 4 talking to you like she can do better. That's haram. If there's a group of girls, it's often the worst looking one in a group with the big mouth. What do y'all think in the comment? Now, the truth is, a 4 or a 5 or whatever in America can probably find a guy, right? Women have a higher sexual marketplace value than men do. And there's always some schmuck. There's always some guy, some simp that's going to pander to the things that you want. So there's hope for you ladies. But for this podcast, I'm trying to help guys be the highest value man they can be so they can get the woman with the best chance at respecting them, giving them what they need and what they want and bringing value to their life, right? So yeah, they can get a guy, but is that guy going to be willing to put up with all the things that she does? Is he going to be willing to put up with the things that you put up with? Probably not. He probably going to be smashing and passing that. Now, women have to be kept on their toes. And they also like the excitement of competition, whether they say they like it or not. The only ones who don't like it, and this is for men too, the only ones who don't like it are those who can't compete. All right. So it's the same with men. This means that you'll have to hold yourself accountable. Because you know that it's someone out there that's going to eat your lunch, take your lady, if you don't maintain in whatever area that is. And you need to impose your standards, these same standards that you have on women. They need to perform, or is someone else that will do the job that they won't do. And if they won't do the job, should we send them to the office manager, guys? Yeah, we should send them to the office manager.
You're fired!
Yeah, that's better. Had to turn it up a little bit. You got to get out of here, man. Anyway, I'm also going to comment on a video that shows how women aren't even honest with each other, and then I'll correct their ratings and give y'all the real one. It's gonna be my opinion, but I think mine is probably more closer to reality. Cause guys, they ain't gonna. Guys are they want to get with girls, so they're not gonna tell them the truth. If she's a 5 and he trying to smash, he not gonna tell her she's a 5 or a 4 or whatever she is. He gonna inflate her ego and tell, oh yeah, you the best one I ever seen. I'm trying to make you my number one. I'm trying to do this. I don't know what guys say these days. I don't use lines. I just tell them how I really feel, and that usually works. But anyway, I'm gonna comment on that video because as far as I'm concerned, what the women did on this thing is it's a fresh and fit podcast clip. As far as I'm concerned, there wasn't even a debate. The one of the prettiest ones on the show. First of all, she rated herself a 7, and the other girl that I'm talking about, that's no debate, rated herself a 9, and there's no way. She's at best, to me, was a 5. I guess they might have been giving her a higher rating because she had some big titties, but I don't know. Now, I happen to agree with 2 people I follow who have similar theories, but one Fresh and Fit episode was talking about average women are between 4 and 7, and I happen to believe that's the sweet spot, and I'll explain why later on in this podcast. And also, shout out to the CGA, Coach Greg Adams. He also talks about this with his 49ers concept. I'm not going to get into that, but shout out to both of y'all. CGA Free Agent Lifestyle Gang. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. So without further ado, the picker rating scale. And I'm going to have some visual aids so you guys can fully grasp what I'm saying. So how this rating works is, first of all, you give them an average. You rate them on the face from a scale of 1 to 10, and then you rate them on the body from a 1 to 10. You take both of those and you average them out. That's just kind of the skinny of how you're going to do just like the average base rating. And then the ratings can go up based on the things that we're going to talk about further in this podcast. The picker rating scale is from 1 to 10, and I'm pretty much going to go over what a woman should be allowed to do and not do based on the scale in a relationship with you. Now, I didn't create this 1 to 10 scale, but I've added my take on what a woman is allowed to do and what she's allowed to ask for from you, depending on the rating that she get and what men will probably tolerate from her based on this scale initially. So this is a trigger alert.
She's been triggered.
Because I'm going to tell the truth. And usually you get crucified when you have personal standards, if you're a man and you have personal preferences. But I'm going to say it anyway, and I'm not going to issue any apologies. If you don't like this content or you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to listen. But this is the stuff that men won't tell you. And there's a lot of points that I'm going to cover, and I'm going to give you an idea with a few silhouettes and scale depictions so you know where you stand. The sweet spot is between 4 and 7. So these 3 in the middle, so that'd be 4, 5, and 6. This is the acceptable body type. If you over that, you're considered obese. And the thing that I'm talking about, I'm coming at it from a health standpoint. The larger you are, the more obese you are. That comes with health problems like diabetes and high blood pressure, other things. Also, your performance, when like sexual performance, that declines. Also, there are certain things that you can't do with larger women. There's just a lot of negatives to being obese. And then if you're too skinny, y'all ever smashed a girl and y'all were clanking bones? Man, them bones hurt, man. So ever since then, I'm like, nope, no thank you, I don't need it. Anyway, if you're a 4 and below, and we just talking about physical looks, I'm not talking about equality as a person, all right? I'm just talking about on a physical attractive scale. If you're a 4 and below, you cannot request anything, period. You don't have enough authority, and you're not pretty enough. That's just, men are willing to take more crap from beautiful women. That's why you see these fine women that can get away with murder, with disrespect and stuff like that. Because they like, man, she fine. I don't think I can get another 8. I don't think I can get another 9, because men don't give themselves enough value. But that's just my opinion. And I know that's harsh, but whatever, we all could not get the pretty genes. Some of us are ugly. People don't like to say things like that today in today's world. They try to be politically correct. Oh, you called somebody ugly. Oh, you called them this. You called them fat. They have a BMI index for a reason. They do these studies for a reason. It's scientifically proven what I'm saying. I'm not picking on anybody. You can see. You look in the mirror every day. You know if you need to get to the gym, get to the gym. I remember, let me tell you what changed it for me. All right. because I was living the married life and everything, you know, getting big plates of food and all that, not looking at my portions and stuff like that. And I gained a little bit of weight, gained a little pudge, sitting on the couch. You know how it is, right? You get into the routine. The thing that changed it is I went to the park one day and I was playing with my kids. 2 minutes. I was winded. And then my kid, you know, kids are honest. They'll tell the truth, unlike other people, right? We won't tell people the truth, but they will not lie to you. And it was like, Daddy, you fat, ha, ha, ha. You can't even get up and run with us or something like that. Boy, they was grilling me. I was like, geez, y'all don't have no remorse, man. Just going in on me. All right. So that right there prompted me not to complain, not to blame it on anybody else. I started changing my portions. I started changing my diet. I stopped drinking sodas. I stopped consuming so much sugar. I did zero sugar everything. I love root beer and I love Pepsi. I just stopped drinking them because I know that the stuff that builds up in your body is not good for me, right? It's gonna mostly for men when they get over 30, upper in age, that stuff goes straight to visceral fat, to your belly. That's where the pudge comes from, right? Drinking too many beers, all that. There's all these kind of things, right? So I start controlling my diet. I start controlling my portions. How I was brought up, right, is that, and you know, y'all can relate to this, right? My mom would be like, you best eat every single morsel of food I put on that plate.